By the time you reach this degree, you realize how things are very serious at this point. There's different houses, like the House of Wex, Normandy, Plantagenet Lancaster, Plantagenet York, House of Tudor, House of Stuart, House of Hanover, House of Saxe-Coburg, Gotha to Windsor. Now, you also understand that these are many houses, and they overlap in some cases. Let's take William the Conqueror, the Norman king, or that was in 1066, or Plantagenet in 154, the House of Tudor in 1485, which took the throne from Plantagenet, or Queen Anne, who died in 1714, or the 1701 Act of the Settlement. Okay, what about the death of Wilhelm IV, the last Hanoverian king, and how it overlaps with Germany? And symbols. We're talking about symbols. So where should we start? Okay, let's start with Wilhelm, okay? And you had Queen Victoria and Edward Augustus and the Duke of Kent, and there was a certain Salic law taking place. So, as you go into the next period of Queen Victoria, in 1901, they passed the throne to the Saxe-Coburg-Gotha house of cocksuckers. And obviously this is the royal house of Germanic origin. You can tell by the name. You know, even anybody who has any kind of experience with Germany understands that this overlaps. That's why Hitler wept when they bombed Germany in World War II, as a lot of documentaries reported. And you know, this goes back to the other countries having members of the house as well, like Belgium and Portugal and Bulgaria. And you know, even before that, in 1689, when you had the Declaration of Right detailing what the King James II can't do, and even back then, you had Trinitarian Protestant dissenters who were forming secret societies, and you had Catholic secret societies who were loyal to the James II, and they were in Ireland and France. So you had secret societies everywhere. You had house of the royal families all throughout history. Like in 1690, when King Wilhelm defeats the Irish and French armies. Okay, or 1691, the Treaty of Limerick. Or 1692, the Glencoe Massacre. Okay, understand what's going on here. The different acts, the Licensing Act, the Priests of Ryswick in 1691. Understand the succession in 1701. These people have been conspiring and forming secret societies, getting their ways across all throughout history, and it's always been the Germans using the royal families and the Jews using the Germans. And they plant their Masonic lodges in other places like China that just eat it up. Oh, colonization, oh, well, bootlick, until millions of them are Masons. Now, understand this, that in 1707, the Act of the Union between England and Scotland gave power to London. Okay? Why did they give power to London? So the Jews could run the Germans and the Germans could run the royal family. Or why did the Duke of Malmesbury fight with the French at the Battle of Oudenarde? Because they want to profit from war, give the English the power so the Germans can conspire from within, so the Jews can use the Germans to conspire for the royal family. Now, if we go forward to the Jacobite Rebellion in 1715, and how that has to do with the Jacobins in France, Scotland, France. The secret societies went to Scotland. Secret societies went to France. The Freemason is also a French term. Brothers of light, sons of light, brothers under the sun, etc. There's different interpretations, but it's all the same thing. Now we go into see, there's so much that happened in English history. Let me start. I'll start probably around 1800. Okay, Well, no, let's start with 1776. Okay, we have the Declaration of Independence, right? And we have Edward Gibbons publishing his Decline and Fall, and other publishments coming out. So we have them controlling the media. We have Parliament doing the Boston Tea Party 2 years before. We have the Encyclopedia Britannica publishing about 5 years before. So we have this is the media control. This is the encyclopedia history, thought control, mind control, thought control. History has to do with thought, has to do with mind, has to do with thought control, mind control. Now we'll look at the coal gas being used for the first time, 1792, and Obama wants to give the coal industry wants to shut it down. So they created the chaos. Now they shut it down. And they finally vaccinate smallpox in 1796, which isn't either here nor there. Now, as I go through my notes to try to put this in perspective for you, you know, we had the abolition of slavery in the British Empire, 1833, which predates our abolition. So they said, okay, this is what happens. They waited for the cause and effect. Then they did it here. And you had the death of King Cocksucking Wilhelm IV in 1837. And he gets succeeded by that tramp Victoria. You have to understand that they even banned corn at one point. Oh, the anti-corn law fucking league is established because they're trying to counterbalance the elite's sick policies and the riots and Chartists that take place. You have to understand that even in Ireland, they had the potato famine in 1845. The English had the problem fighting with the establishment with food and the corn. You have to understand what's going on here. They're scum. They're filth. The Crimean War, 1856, dealing with the filth. Opium War, 1857, 1858, I always talk about filth, filth, filth. Understand what they're doing. Oh, Prince Edward of Wales. Oh, just like Prince Reinhardt or Prince of Rhine, he's a cock sucker. A penis slicker. Oh, but you're insulting our family. Well, fuck you too. Now, the Irish Church is disestablished in 1869, the same year their cocksucking Suez Canal is opened on the backs of the minority ethnic groups, the subordinated groups by the scum. Oh, they're subversive. Oh, you made them subversive. You motherfucking Queen Victoria becoming the Empress of India in 1876 type motherfuckers. You 1878 Congress of Berlin bitches. You understand me? You 1879 Zulu War motherfuckers. Oh, just the timeline pisses me off. Much less the fucking history behind it and elaborating on it. Don't give me, there's a reason I'm not elaborating on much of this stuff. Because I'll end up fucking throwing this shit out the window in a rage. Because these motherfuckers are cock suckers. Okay, do the research yourself. But before you do it, buy a punching bag. Trust me. Now, we go to 1893. The second Irish Home Rule Bill fails to pass the House of Lords. Oh, Lord Rothschild! Well, excuse me, Lord Rothschild. Your house failed to pass the bill. Now, we go to Queen Victoria and her Diamond Jubilee, 1897. You know what? Well, I'm sick of talking about these motherfuckers. Fuck Queen Victoria. Fuck Salisbury. Fuck the khaki election, the Labor Representation Committee. You mean the Misrepresentation Committee? Because you're not standing up for the people. You're a bunch of establishment scum. Bunch of Queen Victoria, House of Wessex, House of Norman filth. Bunch of Saxon Viking fucking scum. Oh, why are they colluding with the pirates? I'll tell you why the scum are colluding with the pirates. Because they're a bunch of fucking Vikings. And fucking Saxon fucking banker Florence tootin' motherfuckers. They're tooting their horn, but I'm sounding the trumpets on these motherfuckers.